Howdy folks, and how are y'all doing? My name is Cub, and welcome to the third episode of our Sky Factory 3 Let's Play Extravaganza with a whole lot of tutorial-esque elements. Now I decided to start this episode off a little bit differently with a bit of a let's build. We've done these in the past, usually inside of the episodes, but I decided to start off with it this time. Quick note, I think that somebody on the last episode assumed that these bits were being done in creative, which makes no sense to me, because if I was in creative mode, I would not be building with cobblestone. But nope, these are all filmed using the Minecraft replay mod, and everything that I build, I use material that we've collected in-game, and that I collect throughout the shooting of the video. As you see, I use a lot of cobblestone and a lot of wood, because that's what we have accessible to us. So all I did was I wanted to clear out the main platform so we would have more room to do things. So I moved the trees over to the sort of farming area, and then I also cleared up some space on the main area so we could move the production of lava, or that is to say move our crucible away from all the flammable materials that we have, away from a torch, and actually set it up with some lava so that it'll cook up a little bit faster. Now I've got a lot of things planned for today. Probably not as hefty as the last couple episodes. Some people were complaining that they were too long, to which I say they are definitely long. Too long, maybe not, but, you know, whatever. But I think we do have enough time for a bit of a tour. So welcome to the world, everyone, and let's go ahead and start right over here. This is where the bulk of the work was done. I added a nice little cover to our wooden barrels so that we won't get rain in them. I kind of used that last episode because we did need a lot of rainwater, but we don't need that this time around. I've also got our crucible up here, which as you can see, it's now got a liquefying rate of 3 instead of 1, so it's 3 times as fast. And also, I went ahead and made some more. And that single source block will work for these. As you can see, it kind of spills off to the edges, but the rate decreases the further away from the lava source block you get. So these in the corner here only have a rate of 2, that one's 3, 3, and then I guess 3 as well? Alright then, I'm not going to complain. Let's go ahead and grab some cobblestone, which, look at that, we're not hurting for it. So it's it's a very viable building material at this time. We can fill these up. They can actually produce, as you can see, more than just one bucket of lava. But they can only hold 1 bucket worth of solid material, so you have to come back and add more. But we're going to actually be doing something with crucibles and with lava a little bit later in the episode. Hint, hint, we're going to be doing a bit of automation. Over here, not much to show. I just, in this area where we've got all the plants and things, and all of these chickens. I cannot wait to get into the chickens mod. It is fantastic. Look at all this great loot we've got from these guys. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. I mean, some of this is junk. I could get bone meal, and I could get a piece of wood. This is also kind of useless. But you know what? There's some better chickens out there. I've also discreetly hid away a little chest in here with all of our farming materials. So that is where that is, if you're wondering. And then over here, we've just got the trees, where I tried to implement mini torches, but yet again, they failed me. They're just not quite bright enough. But we've got our chest here with all our various saplings, including a blue slime sapling, which only grows on slimy dirt or grass. That could be very useful here in the future. And mineral saplings, which I have to do a little bit more research on before we attempt to plant. As well as our collection of silkworms, although I might be eating some of those later. Now, some of the more sharp-eyed viewers during that little opening Let's Build sequence might have noticed that I died twice. Once from falling out of the world and once from burning to death, which is never a pleasant way to go. But I got these death info cards when I died. I haven't seen these before. This is pretty cool. It gives your name, where you died, the time. So if you're curious when this was recorded, well, there you go. That was when. It also gives you the location. It does not tell you how you died, though, which is a shame, because that would be pretty useful. But I'm just going to go ahead and trash both of these. I don't need them. And, yeah, they should be gone now. So, before we get into the episode, again, there's something else I need to show you guys, which is a couple amendments on the last episode. First off, though, I've been cooking up some more iron, and rather than slowly getting that out piece by piece, we're going to go ahead and use some more seared bricks to make a casting basin. We're going to, you could build a second drain, and in fact, I would recommend building a second drain, but we're going to risk losing our casting table to place the basin there. As you can see, it says we've got 2 blocks, so that'll fill into the casting basin and just make a whole block of iron. It's a little bit faster than taking it out 1 piece of, or 1 ingot at a time. So we got that going for us. Next up, someone pointed out that there is a alternative watering can, which is really cool. It is from the Tiny Progressions mod. They've got a lot of really cool stuff. It uses a lot of iron, though, which is the reason we're doing this. Now, that's going to take a little bit of time to cool, which gives us time to go get bone meal if we need to, but I should have some over here. Yeah, I got bones over here. It's fine. We don't need to go get bone meal. Awesome. We'll go ahead and get that next batch because we're going to need a bit of iron. There's another watering can that you can build that is a better way to water things, which does it in a 5x5 area, but it requires obsidian, which is not difficult to get, and another star, which that's a bit of a different story there. Particularly early game, that might be a bit of a challenge. But I have been told, and I believe it, not just because I've tried it, that this watering can here, which uses the original watering can from Extra Utilities, which I should probably have grabbed earlier, but it does not need to be refilled, which if you have some extra iron lying around, which at this point, if you've been kind of following along with the series up until this point, you should have some extra lying around. Looks like it has to be empty, maybe? Maybe that's the catch. Well, we'll just go ahead and drain it out then. And that should do it. Try that again. Perfect. Watering can. And I think it's infinite. I think it works the same. Yeah, look at that. It definitely works the same, but it'll never run dry. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for showing that to me, for revealing that information in the last video viewer, whose name should be on the screen now. Unless I forget or I'm unable to find the comment, but I will do my best. Next up is the Chisels and Bits Bag. I don't think we'll actually build one of these. All you need is some wool, though, and a chiseled bit. And this bag will hold all of your chiseled bits. It holds a whole lot of them. I think it holds them in like stacks of 512, which is really useful. And if you decide to get into the chisel mod and you have a bunch of bits lying around, that's definitely something you're going to want to build. Alright, but I think that's everything. That's the intro, that's the tour, that's all the notes from the last episode. One final thing, though, if you check in the comments, you'll notice I've got a pinned comment where I keep sort of an updated list of things that viewers have informed me about, maybe some corrections, things that I got wrong in the video. So if you'd like to scroll down there and check that out at the end of the video, there might be some neat amendments. Maybe not, though. Maybe I'll get everything right this time. Maybe it'll be the perfect episode. Seems unlikely, doesn't it? So today we're going to get started by talking about the heavy mesh, or the heavy scythe and the iron mesh. See, what we're going to do today is going to require a bit of redstone. And in order to get redstone, I'm trying my best to talk here. I'm doing my absolute darndest. But in order to get it, you've got to sift some dust, and you have to use the iron stiffened mesh. Now, here's the catch. It's a 5% job rate. If we wanted to, say, convert all of these to the iron mesh, we could do that, but it would cost a whole lot of iron. And if we switch to the iron mesh, if we just look up meshes real quick, notice the difference between the flint stiffened mesh. If we look at uses, these are the items we get, go to iron. You'll notice we lose some things. So we don't want to replace everything with iron stiffened mesh. I mean, that would take a whole lot of iron, so we don't want to do that anyway. But also, we wouldn't want to do it because we don't want to get rid... we'd have to build an entire another grid, right? Like a whole other grid of these. So we could build a 5x5 grid of scythes with the iron mesh, and we could sift through 25 pieces of dust at a time, and that would be great. But that would take a lot of iron, and honestly, we could just build one of these and put it into the heavy scythe. Now, that would allow us to do compressed dust, which means we'd do 9 at a time. It wouldn't be as much, but it would take up a whole lot of less space. Am I explaining myself well? Am I explaining why we're going to build this instead of 25 regular scythes with the iron mesh? I mean, this just takes up less space. This uses less materials. It won't be as fast as sifting 25 pieces of dust at a time, because it'll only be 9 at a time. But I think this is going to be better for us. So let's just go ahead and do that. Again, we have to have in order to get the redstone, which we need. We've only got one piece, which I think we got from a monster, if I'm not mistaken. Might have got it. No, actually, we couldn't have because we don't have any iron mesh, so there's no way we could have gotten it any other way. Let's go ahead and get that recipe in there, though. It's not going to work because we need sticks and we need logs, and you don't have to use oak logs. As we're about to demonstrate, you can use any log under the sun, including some spruce logs, which is what we're going to use, because guess what? That's what we have in abundance of currently. So we're just going to break these down and take all of these back with us. I'm not going to worry about replanting. I'm just going to let those deteriorate naturally. I'm struggling with words. This is a very normal thing for me. Do not be alarmed. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is out of the ordinary. It's just a typical day here for me. So, sticks? Really? I don't have any sticks? That one seems a bit suspicious. But okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Perfect. No one uses oak wood anymore. It's so vanilla. Although all spruce is also vanilla, but you know what I mean. It's bland. It's boring. So we're going to go ahead and build one of those. And then we got to build that new mesh I was talking about. So we're going to build the iron stiffened mesh. It's string, it's iron. We're missing string. Where has the string? We got string right there. We're not missing string. What are you flipping out about? We're not missing string. You're crazy. Is it because we don't have it in our inventory? That might be it. It might be, yeah, because look at all those sticks over there. That's the thing. This won't pull items out of the chest. We have to take the items out of our chest and put them into our inventory. Otherwise, the thing over here won't see them. My mistake, everyone. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sure a lot of you were yelling at your screen, Cub! You got so many sticks! What are you doing, Cub? I mean, I'd like to say I was just doing it to annoy you, but no, I really do just happen to be blind as a bat at times. So we're going to plop that down. We're going to... Oh, it's interesting that it's down there like that. Why is it so short? Interesting. Apply the mesh, though. Next up, we're going to need the dust. Now, if you were very sharp-eyed and you were paying attention, you know that earlier in the episode, I created a whole mess of gravel. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more of that. We also created a stone heavy hammer, which I've got right here, are the stone, compressed stone hammer. So we're going to use that as well. We're going to go ahead and convert all of this into compressed gravel, convert all of this into compressed gravel as well. It's going to leave us with a couple extra pieces. We'll break that down first into sand, and then we'll compress the sand, and we'll turn that into gravel. And then I'm not sure how much redstone we're going to need. I want to say I did the math, and it came out to about 15 pieces. But honestly, I don't really remember doing the math, so that's a bit strange, isn't it? It's just like I've got this number in my head, and I don't know if it's accurate, but we're going to go for it. So here we go. We're going to get our 8 pieces, and it's so much nicer to do this when you don't have to worry about trees. I did not like having the trees over here. This entire platform, it's still too compact. Some of this stuff needs to be spread out a bit. I kind of want to, in this series, keep things from all bunching up in like one corner, because I noticed in my Sky Factory 2.5 series, and maybe I'm just crazy. Calm down, Siri. What are you doing?
Sorry, I couldn't find anything like that.
Siri just went off. She thought I was talking to her. I noticed in my Sky Factory 2.5 series, with everything in one area, it got really laggy. So I think it's probably best if you spread things out a bit. But here we go. We finally got our compressed dust. We're going to run that through the iron spruce scythe. We're going to stand on top of it. Wow, we just got a whole bunch of stuff. Did you see that? So we are doing... Oh my goodness. We've got a piece of redstone, which is great. We got some glowstone, which is always appreciated. Iron we already had. That's not new. Fantastic. This is great. So, again, this is going to take a while. I think that redstone has a 5% drop chance with a single piece of compressed dust. A compressed scythe, though, where is that at? Using an iron stiffened mesh, you have a 7 times 5. That's weird, because it's 9 compressed pieces of... you know what? We're not gonna question this. We're just gonna roll with it, and hopefully we'll get... We are getting a ton of... Look at all the... Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got a ton of ore pieces now. Let's go ahead and throw all those in here. We could worry about processing them, but we'll hold on for later. Glowstone, blaze powder, more gold. That's great. Gunpowder, some crushed black quartz. Fantastic. 4 pieces of redstone. Is unfortunately not quite enough. We got some more dust here, though. We got some more gravel. I'm going to keep on doing this until we've got what we need. So, enjoy watching me do that. Alrighty, well that does it. We've got all the material we need. I just referenced what it is I'm doing. I decided to actually sit down and do a bit of math. And turns out, it's not as complicated as I initially thought it was going to be. We're going to need more iron, though. And we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. We can increase the range, or the capacity of the smeltery, by putting cobblestone in here. And that will give us these seared stones that we can use to build this thing up a little bit taller. Won't look quite as nice as the smeltery controller. There's some things we can do about that, though. I think you can actually pour it into like an ingot cast and get a brick, and then build the proper seared bricks. But that's all for later. For right now, though, we're just going to focus on, hopefully, getting that iron cooked up. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to automate the process of making lava for the seared tank, so that we have an infinite supply of fuel. I don't know if we've discussed that yet, but the first thing we're going to have to do for that is build another cobblestone generator, which is not a particularly difficult recipe. We've built one before. You can build upgraded ones, but I don't think we're going to need that. We're not going to be consuming all that cobblestone all that quickly. So what we are going to need, though, is that piece of glass. And I don't know why I feel the need to explain this. If you've been watching the series since episode 1, you'll know exactly where this is going, but I got to figure out what happened to the buckets that are right in front of me. And unfortunately, with the way we do things now, everything's a bit spread out, so I got to run over here to get water. I think I need to fix that. I think I definitely need to add a water source block. What the heck was that? Oh, was it just bone meal? It looked like a dead chicken. I thought that maybe they'd all started eating one another, and I was a bit concerned. Oh dear, it's getting out of hand over here. It's definitely getting out of hand over here. But like I said, I need to create a water source block over here somewhere, like an infinite water supply. Probably won't do that this episode. Might do that between episodes, because that's not really entertaining viewing, is it? Alright, so we'll get the cobblestone generator. Next step, we're going to have to create a chest, and some of you will see where this is going, because we're going to need another hopper. Not too surprising, I'm sure, for most of you. Excellent, hopper number 2. How are we doing over here? We got 2 more molten blocks? Good, give me 1. And then go ahead and just take that 1 extra piece. Just do as you will with it. But we've got the hopper now. Next thing we're going to need is another crucible. Did I use up all the dust? Oh, I didn't. How pleasant. Let's go ahead and grab some more water, because we're going to need it. We only need 2 buckets worth. Should I go ahead and do that? Oh, we've already come back over here. If I had gone ahead and created the source block last time we were over here, we wouldn't have to run back over here. But then we wouldn't get to see all the fun animals. And then where's the fun in that? There's no fun in that. That's where. Bit of water, bit of sand, or I'm sorry, a bit of dust, bit of clay, bit of bone meal. You already had some of that too, though. Cool. Give us 9 porcelain clay. I think we already had 1 over here, though. Yeah, got a couple left over. And we'll go ahead and get that crucible cooked up. And now here comes the fun part. Here comes the part that we needed the redstone for. We're going to be building a transfer node. Now these are cool, early game for moving things around. We're going to be building the fluid variety here, which requires some polished stone, some andesite, polished andesite, regular stone. You know the deal on that one. As well as an empty bucket, which we have. And we're also going to need to build some transfer pipes to go along with this. But first, let's grab our stone. And I guess we'll build the pipes first. You get 16 of them. You're going to need a couple of pieces of glass, though, which I knew about and completely forgot. Got our crucible cooked up there. We'll get our couple of pieces of sand and also stone slabs. I mean, we could definitely do that. We'll have 3 of these left over. We'll have the 6 of these. So, yeah, this works out. But how many did we need for this? Oh, this works out perfect. I mean, it's not perfect. Like, it's not a perfect one-to-one. But things are working out. Things are definitely going in our favor here, which is unusual for me. You might notice a certain twang in my voice. Twang? Like a southern accent? No, that's not the word I was trying to use. You'll notice a certain amount of enthusiasm, because things are actually going my way for a change. It could all end, though. It could all go terrible at some point. Like a comet could fall out of the sky and hit me over the head. Hasn't happened yet, though. So here we go. We've got the transfer node. We've got our crucible. We've got our cobblestone generator. And we've got a hopper. We've got the transfer pipe. We've got so much going on in the inventory that is getting a bit out of hand. It's not done yet, though, because we're also going to need this cobblestone, because somehow I've got to figure out how I'm going to position all of this. So we'll just temporarily put these blocks here. And I think what we'll do is, I like things to be towering off into the sky. I don't know about the rest of you. We'll do the cobblestone generator there, so it'll automatically start producing cobblestone. Awesome. I was told if you shift-clicked on it, hold down shift and then right-click, it'll tell you how much cobblestone is inside of it. So underneath that, we're going to need to put the hopper, but first, let's place down the crucible has to have a heat source underneath it. Completely forgot about that. That's not a big deal, though. I haven't actually put all this to, like, the test to find out if it'll work. So we might do a bit of, like, temporary... Let's just place a torch there. Like, that's not the fastest method to cook things up, but also, this could end up not working. Like, I don't believe in playtesting. I do. I'm just too lazy to do it. We'll find out, though. So if I put that there, and then we put the hopper on top. Hop on pop. Cool. All right. So the cobblestone is being generated, pulled out through the hopper, dropped into the crucible. Now here's the catch. This is the rub, as the kids say. can we automatically pull fluids out the side of this thing using this transfer node? I think that we can. I think if we just place that there, right, and then we right-click on it, yep, it's got lava in it, and then we just get our transfer node, like so. Look at that. The lava is going up. We've done it, everyone. Pats on the back all around. Congratulations are certainly in order because we have now automated this thing. Now, we could definitely speed it up. If we brought some lava over here underneath the Crucible, that would speed things up a whole heck of a lot. Also, I mean, we've got all of these transfer pipes we're not using. We don't have to keep this thing like right here next to the sear tank. We could move it over, and maybe that'll be a project for another day. I'll tell you what, this is slow going. Very slow going. We could speed it up by 3 times if we put some lava underneath here. The area around this thing is quite flammable, though, so we want to be careful how we go about doing this. Tell you what, though, let's pull back again to a beautiful sweeping shot, and you can watch me try to figure this out with some musical accompaniment. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a tight... Boom, boom! How's that? Look at that. Lava's underneath there. Nothing has caught on fire yet. Of course, this is all one big ugly mess, but of course, this should now be going substantially faster. Yes, indeed. That is 6 times faster. If you were counting before, it was doing about 2 millibuckets per second. Now it's doing 6. So that's, for those of you who do math well, that is 3 times as fast. Looks like this is maintaining cobblestone fine. It actually looks like it's going down. Interesting. So it is consuming cobblestone faster than it is being produced. And we can actually fix that. That is the thing that we have control over. Let's collect this thing. Oh, great. No, get out of there, you. I guess that's not the worst thing that could have happened. It could have flown off the world. But we've got a bit of extra iron on us. So we'll create a loop of iron around the cobblestone generator. That would create the tier 2, which should be a little bit faster and have, I think, slightly more capacity. I believe the tier 1 only holds half a stack. How are we doing now? Still going down in cobblestone. Really? Huh, this thing is consuming cobblestone faster than I would have thought possible. I'm impressed. I should be disturbed by the fact that we're not quite keeping up with production, but instead, I'm impressed. Pats all around again on the back. Let's check out the cobblestone generator tier 3. Oi. Wait, how does that make sense? Oh, those are blaze. I thought that was going to be gold for a second. That's definitely blaze rods, though. We're not going to have diamonds to spare. Certainly not going to have emeralds to spare for a while now. We could create a second cobblestone generator. I mean, we've already got enough cobblestone over here. Let's say we take this one, right? Not permanently. Let's just say we take this one because we've got it. It's sitting around. It's not doing much. And let's say we got some more... What are you doing? Cool. Give me that block of iron. Or, yeah, block of iron. While we're at it, let's go ahead and break this here, because this is going to get a bit tedious. We're going to create ourselves a second drain. So, I know I've got some more seared brick lying around. Yeah, right there. Second drain. Second faucet. We'll just stick that onto that corner there. And we'll be able to restore the table, the iron, or the cast, I should say. But we can't seem to get the ingots out. Is it because you're over here in the corner? Are you in some way... Yeah, I'm not sure how fluid's supposed to flow like that, so that could be our problem. I have nowhere else to put it, though. We could move everything over one and stick the seared tank in the... Well, no, there's lava there now. Well, darn it. We're going to have to expand this platform. That's all that's all there is to it. Not today, though. Today, we're continuing with this experiment of ours, building a second cobblestone generator, tier 2. We're also going to need a... Oh, we've got another chest. And we'll get another hopper. Alright, same thing. How about now? Unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. And you are emptying out, right? Yeah, they both say 0. Oh, you say 11. 12. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. I see now. I'm an idiot. The hopper was filling up. Now that the hopper is full, we're getting a backlog in here. Because okay, everyone, crisis sorted. No need to have a second one. We've now got like a tier 2, so that's nice. We'll go ahead and place that up here. Of course, that's full, so it's not really going to do us a whole lot of good. Second hopper will always be useful. I've got to cook up a lot of ores. I've got to, between this episode and the next, I'm really going to focus on breaking down a lot of gravel, a lot of sand, a lot of dust. I'm going to be using this smeltery to create a whole lot. What have we got left in here? A couple of these. Let me go ahead and stick some cobblestone in there. I'll show you what I mean by seared bricks here. But I'm going to be using it to create a whole lot of different bars. Look at that. This thing is almost full. How nice is that? So I just wanted to automate the process of getting lava in there so that I wouldn't have to think or worry about it. As you can see, we've done that. Now I'm sure it's going to consume the lava faster than it is being pumped in there. But it's not going to be working 24/7. I've got other projects I want to do in between. But believe me, this was all thought out. There is a method to the madness. So we got those seared stones. We're going to flip them over. It says we got 2 blocks. We can just right-click there. And again, they're not going to be particularly nice looking. I wonder if we can use the chisel with it. Now, y'all might remember me telling you I accidentally threw my chisel off the world last episode. So that's the iron one. I don't think that's the one we want. The one that we want is just the regular chisel. There it is. Although, that's a wand, so that's not it either. How do you build this darn thing? That's the one we want. That's the recipe. Good, yes. I wonder if we can chisel these. Because we've got the seared stone, and it can be used in crafting recipes to do all kinds of things, as you can see here. Also, we can just put it in a smeltery and turn it back into what we just got. But if I break this bad boy out and I throw this in there, we get nothing. And that's all right with me, because you know what? We're pretty much just going to use this to expand this bad boy here. And that does it for this episode, folks. I just realized that this is going to be in the way if we want to keep building this thing upward. So I'll have to maybe move all of this over and then pump it into the side of the tank, which is now full. And this is filling up. So overall, I'm pretty happy with what we got accomplished here. Now, if you want a hint for next episode on what it is we're going to be looking at, you might just look around at all the chests that we have. I'm not happy with that. I don't like the fact that we got a whole bunch of chests over here. I'd like to have a better, more consolidated storage solution, which we'll be looking at next episode. Also, you might do well to create yourself some additional crucibles and get yourself some extra lava, because we're going to need a bit of lava for another future project. But we'll get to all that later. For right now, I'm just happy we got an infinite amount of lava here, so I can start breaking down cobblestone into gravel, into dust, into sand, and getting a whole bunch more ores. In fact, I guess I should get started on smelting all of these up. So until next time, thank you folks so much for watching. God bless all of you. Stick around for the speed guide of this episode, which is probably going to be like 2 minutes long. And I'll see y'all later. Bye!